Welcome back to Why Not Podcast. We actually just changed the name of this podcast. It was previously just titled Outlandsh, which is the name of our entertainment group, which we are all part of. Can you guys please get off your phones? That is so rude. No, there's no excuse. That was my intro, and both of you missed it.
Well,
and why is this like not surprising to what usually happens? Yes, it's called a cold start when you just start talking.
All right. So,
what happened to the other name?
Outlandsh. Jonny thought it was a genius
you have to talk
idea.
into the microphone. All right, so
wine.
So now this is Why Not
yeah.
Podcast with your
I
hosts.
get it now.
With your hosts, Outlandsh.
Dang.
We're gonna have to get you to speak directly into that mic,
Please
please.
don't fucking yell at me. Can I curse on podcast? Yes, I
Yeah, you also have to talk in the
Why not?
microphone.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, okay, let's go. Let's start.
All right, go ahead.
We've already started. Majesty is another one of our team members on Outlandsh, and he is
I thought
an
I was
artist.
a guest today.
Well, he's also a team member
This is true.
of the team that he's a member of.
Yeah, and he also is a good friend of mine, and we've been writing together for a while. And so I think a good question to ask you first, just to get a fresh perspective. I don't know what that was.
Those are crystal glasses. I need you to be more careful.
Just hit my glass on the microphone.
Just to dive into questions, I just want to ask you this, because it is kind of music, and we talk about stuff like that too. So, what is should we do maybe ask him what?
Well, first, should we say what we're drinking?
Oh yeah, we should. What the hell?
You picked it out. What is it? Where's the bottle?
It's over there. It's probably something we should have.
Before we sat down and set up everything, we don't have a podcast producer currently, so if anyone would like to
Apply for the job.
become an intern with Outlandsh as a podcast producer, I will teach you everything you need to know.
Yeah. This is duckhorn, I believe.
What did you call me?
Yeah. This is
Yeah, the wine
this
is called
duckhorn.
duckhorn. Is it a Cabernet or is it what is it? It's red.
It's a Cabernet
All right, so it's a cab.
Sauvignon.
I thought it was Savant.
I don't know. Something like that. Sauvignon. Something like that.
Yeah, I
And
don't know.
Savignon.
You're a fancy one.
Nah, I'm good.
That's
Yeah,
it?
you-
All right. Anyways,
This podcast is about music, anything taboo, anything that will cause a reaction,
Just anything.
and
really.
wine.
and sex.
Yeah, especially this one
And
over here.
wine.
No, actually, it's mostly you asking the questions about sex.
Well, I just meant
You
all right.
duckhorn.
Oh, you
Yeah.
duck.
You duckhorn, you. But yeah, so I did want to ask you though, if you were to make some do's and don'ts for artists reaching out to songwriters, and if somebody reached out to you, right,
Mm-hmm.
and you were to work with them, could you make me and maybe tell these guys the do's and don'ts of reaching out to a songwriter and what's expected of them whenever y'all are collaborating?
I feel like this is definitely more of a question for you, but
I literally said songwriters.
I know, but
Yeah,
still.
but I don't think he reaches out to many songwriters because
Yeah.
he's
I'm
the
just saying,
songwriter
if you're
himself.
working with somebody in a room, what are some annoyances, or you could just
Okay, so
yeah.
rephrase the question like that.
Okay, I just did.
Okay. Some do's and don'ts. Do listen to everyone's ideas. Don't step on anyone's toes. I would say, yeah, that's it. Those two.
Oh my god. Okay, so not much of a list, but
I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. I think. Listen to everyone if you're gonna be collaborating with them, and then make sure you just wait your turn, be patient.
I really think just and you guys could tell me if y'all agree or disagree, but it's a collaboration in the end. So do you ever feel like people forget that and they mostly just want to take possession of the whole
Whole shebang, the whole show.
yeah, the whole everything?
Okay, so back to my thing about do listen to all the ideas and don't step on anyone's toes. That's literally what clarifies
Okay,
that.
so I'm just
It's a pretty
reiterating
blanket
that. Yeah,
statement. Yeah, but yeah, actually, yeah.
yeah.
What are like some instances where, say, the artist or someone has made it really hard to write with?
Oh, that's a good one.
I've worked with a person before where
Sounds hungry.
I want to diet. I can't eat. Sorry. I've worked with someone before where like every time I had an idea or I would say a lyric, they would take this lyrics and they would say the same thing but change like one word, and then they'd be like, "Oh yeah, like that's a great idea," because they thought of that one change of the word. I'm
Oh,
like,
so they would act like they came up with it, even though
Yeah.
you put it.
yeah, and it'd be like the same word but like a different word for that word. What's that called? I'm not
Like a
gonna.
synonym?
Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
And I'm like, wow. Yeah, I love that.
I love
actually.
what you came up with.
So great.
You're so creative.
So genius. Like,
So
I should have thought of that.
Did
I'm
you ever
sorry.
have to pretend that they came up with it just so we can move past the session?
Always.
Okay. I think that's the way to go, really, because
No. Oh,
if
okay.
you were to call them out on it, do you really think that that's...
I think at first, when I first started doing this with other people, collaborating and writing, that yes, probably I was just like, let's just get over it, like let them make it, yada yada yada. But going forward, definitely need to call people out on their shit and just be like, no, it should go like this, so that way we can produce like the best hit possible.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because you bringing that up is kind of like back to, I think I said this to you the other day, the best idea wins. Like, honestly, like,
Yeah,
you
like
can't put your feels into something. Like, what if you have a shit line and obviously somebody else made a better line? At the end of the day, y'all are, like I said, y'all are collaborating. So,
Yeah.
you know, why get your panties in a bunch just because it wasn't your line?
True.
Because it's your song. So why wouldn't you want the best for it, right?
Yeah, like you have to get the ego out of the way, and at the cost of your ego, like make a better song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that goes for everyone in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do want to talk about, because everybody knows Majesty as, like, everybody knows his lyrics for being very, I would say he has edgy lyrics. Like, I really love the way he writes, and like, I know it's not just me kissing his ass because everyone else loves the way he writes as well. So I just want to kind of, let's talk about the roots and the inspirations of how you can come up with these things. This is not just like a you interview, but I do want to ask this because
It should be.
other writers that are watching this could possibly maybe get some inspiration off of you too. So
I just have a very wild imagination, and I think I'm pretty good with words and like expressing myself and what I'm trying to say for the most part. Not all the time, but when I have time to sit down and actually think about what I'm trying to say, then I could put it out pretty clearly and vividly. Is that the word? Yeah. So yeah, when it comes to sexual things or edgy songs, I imagine things in my head already, and then I am pretty good at putting them on paper or into songs.
wait, so I just want to know, like, okay, like, are you the type that you have to go through things to write about stuff? Like, could you make up inspiration?
Yeah. Okay,
Or-
so I have a song out now currently called Numb. Stream on all platforms. Shameless plug, yes. And it's about the best sex ever, right? So obviously I've had some good sex, but there's some stuff in there that I've definitely like indulged on and like probably
Imagine.
imagined.
Yeah.
And I pull from experiences as far as like other people's stories or just what I would want to happen, you know, like things like that. So that answers your question about that.
Okay.
I
I can
think
pull from imagination, yes.
the world wants to know, is your sex life just like crazy?
No, I am not. It's crazy. I talk about sex all the time. It's one of my favorite subjects. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm like the least sexual person. I don't have sex all the time.
It's like romanticizing just the experience.
So did you read a lot of like romantic sexual books in like high school and stuff? I just feel like you did, but even though you might have not. What, were you doing a toast?
No, I'm trying to put my headphones back on.
All right.
But isn't that interesting? Because even me in like my line of work, you would think that I'm a very sexual person, but I'm not. I think the world just loves the concept.
Yeah, I just like the concept of it. But when it comes down to it, like, okay, I'm a big flirt. I will give myself that. I like to flirt a lot. And that's more entertaining to me than the actual like act of like having sex. Like, I don't want to. Sometimes it's just not.
Do you ever just like build it up?
That too.
To stop it?
And do you have, no, I meant like
the chase is always more fun than like the actual like
That's
conquering.
true.
So
like do you ever build it up like in the DMs or like on the text messages before y'all actually do anything? And do you know what I'm saying? Do you like that more? Like,
yeah, I'm not big on DMing and texting, but yeah, I know what you mean. Yes.
yeah, like descriptive stuff like, oh, I'm gonna do this to you or that to you,
And that's sexting. That's
That's
different.
sexting, yeah, that's way
than,
different.
Like building up.
that is a build up though, because before y'all meet,
Okay.
there's stuff to like check off the
Go
list. Well,
over.
you did say you were gonna pull my hair.
Yeah.
And you didn't.
But then when that, see, but that's the thing, because when you actually get down to the get down, and then actually about that life, when it comes to it, I'm like,
It's
all that you
disappointing.
was talking, homie, and these text messages, and now look at me, bored and unsatisfied. Like, what?
So sometimes imagining is more of a mystery than
Yeah. So,
sometimes more fun.
yeah. But that's also like, this is kind of on subject, I don't know, but like, why I don't enjoy pornography, because it's the same thing. It's like super crazy and outlandish. And then when you get to the real sex, nothing's like that. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like the concept,
Yeah.
the idea of it.
What's your category?
No.
No, like, what's your category?
No.
If you were to have one, what's your category?
Oh my
I would have a
God. Okay, what's your category?
Cuddling.
Cunnilingus. Oh, I thought you said
Cuddling.
cuddling.
Cuddling?
Yes, that's cinematic.
Holding hands.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your category?
Wait, he didn't say his, so now I don't want to say mine.
Oh, okay, you go first. It's only fair because I asked you
I
first.
said cuddling.
No, you said mine was cuddling, right?
No, that's mine. Mine's cuddling.
Oh, so we're both cuddling? I'm just kidding.
Look, sometimes you don't need to say everything to the world, okay? Like, let's keep some things private.
Johnny wants to say everything to the world on this
Well, go
podcast.
ahead, Johnny. Say what your fucking category is, and you can be out there. But I'm going to keep my freak in the sheets, not in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You have to leave the mystery to some
That's
people.
right.
I haven't watched porn in a while. I'm trying not to anymore.
You think you're better than everyone?
Well, because she
Just
makes
kidding.
it.
Yeah,
She's so
I'm
much
better
better.
than all of you.
I don't believe anyone here has like a struggle with it. I know there's people that have like
A porn addiction?
porn addiction and stuff like that, but I don't really think you guys do. I don't detect it. But I do. I don't
You
think
would
that
know.
y'all don't at all watch.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I used to. It would be like a routine.
Okay.
You asked. I
Oh,
don't
okay,
know,
okay.
I'm telling you.
I just want to know, like, I asked categories, but nobody wants to say anything.
I really like watching lesbian porn for
See?
some reason.
There we go.
I'm just
I
like,
don't
how
like-
do we get from songwriting to porn?
Straight porn.
Well, because that's. I thought it went well.
It's like this transition, like this is perfect.
Well, I guess you did kind
Transition.
of like, you went from songwriting to edgy lyrics to porn. I guess you did work that pretty well.
I did, but you.
The mastermind over here.
I know. So yeah. So let's kind of tread back to because I did want to get down on this podcast, kind of like what are the do's and don'ts of like artists reaching out to or artists and producers.
How about we ask you that question? What are the do's and don'ts if someone reaches out to you?
I mean, always reach out, right?
Mhm.
There's
Well, for Johnny, number one, he has to be a female.
Yeah.
that is not true.
How does it happen when people reach out to you?
DMs.
Well, like what's like the most common thing?
Would you prefer DMs or email?
I prefer email, but people
Okay.
love to DM and get stuck in the trash.
Mm.
But I do go through them, and if like I look for music, my thing is this: if you don't have previous music, I'm probably not gonna like unless you're making it clear that you're gonna pay for a project or like wanting to actually seriously work on something. Because like when I first started, like the thing is that you don't want to work on or you can work with like a bunch of people, right? And for free or whatever, but like I think I'm at the point now where if somebody reaches out and I think that we're both going to waste both of our times, I kind of don't want to continue that, just to put that nicely.
Yeah.
So if they could like if they at least have previous work and they sound serious and they want to link up and they're like proactive, because if like their last post was like 5 years ago, that's like a not a red flag, but it's just like, okay, this person's like probably just has like an itch and like, oh, let me try out music again. Like I don't want to work with people like that. I kind of like people that know who they are as an artist as well, and it just make it easier for me to create.
So it's just like serious artists trying to make music.
I mean, we have fun when we're in the session, but like I'm talking about serious as in like they're gonna drop the song. They're not gonna like
Consistent.
yeah, and they're not gonna do like a try to finesse me somehow.
Yeah, someone credible.
Yeah, someone that's gonna be down. Because if they're down, I'm down 100%. Like I'm gonna back them with their ideas. I'm gonna make sure that I do my thing so that way they can shine. You know.
Do you feel like a lot of people start music up again and then let it go?
Yeah.
Like how often does that happen?
I mean, that happens a lot.
When people aren't really serious?
Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah. That is a major thing.
Yeah. I would say like it's good to help people, kind of guide them in the right direction, but I think you've done a lot of that already.
Yeah, and there's like a thing, like a lot of people confuse beat makers with producers. A producer can be a beat maker as well.
But it helps produce the song to the best of its ability.
Yeah, like
as far as like
yeah, go ahead.
vocal production and everything, and like making sure the sound of it is right,
Yeah.
not just the beat. And that is why I like to work with Jonny, because he is such a great producer. He brings out the best in all the works that I've done so far. I have a simple idea and he takes it and makes it genius, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like some things I would have never thought of that he makes me think of and like or try, and they end up sounding great, even though I freaking hate him most of the time because
You tell him why
I'm a stubborn person, that's why, and I know it, but I always think I'm always right, and he's probably right more times than I am, and it just pisses me off.
But that's another thing too, is like when you're working with people, everybody's so different that I have to like calibrate myself to make sure that I'm not overbearing, because I can be. And
But I think that's why we trust you with music, is because you'll call it out. You won't let anything slide. Like you're very hard on us, but I think that's what makes it
do you guys
great.
think though that like if I were to work with can you see how like I'm not like that with every artist
Yes,
that I work
Yeah.
with?
but should he be a little more? Yes.
Oh, okay.
But
Maybe.
I see but he's saying, like he said, he has to adapt to like different personalities and yada yada.
Yeah, because then
So I
it might
get it,
cause
yeah.
conflict.
And it's the same like in social life, but he just does it with music.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't want to make anyone. I don't think I'll make anyone cry, because I'm not like mean. I just
Yeah, no.
Even though you say it like, I'm gonna make them cry, I don't care.
I've never said that. I don't know what she's saying.
And
I
he
might
gets in
have
there and
been.
he's like the nicest person ever. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I might have been 3 wines in
What the
when I said that.
Because in the background, I'm over here like screaming like freaking brains out, like tell this to like get her shit together or something. But no,
Yeah, it's honestly, it's just something about singing though. What do you guys think? Like, why is singing the one like that people don't? it's very hard for people to hear outside themselves. Like if somebody's bad,
They don't know.
or like they're hitting something wrong, they're just like, I'm the problem. You know, they'll be like, oh, you're not, you don't have the effects on right, or you don't have. It's like,
I don't know. It's really hard for me to tell how I sound. Like, really hard. So I just literally have to trust you guys. Because I can't tell.
I'm my worst critic. I think I sound terrible 24/7. So just because I compare myself to everyone on the radio, I'm like, why does it not sound like that? But at the same time, like, yeah, it's like Johnny
But I
says,
sound better in my
listen to-
shower.
Yeah, bro. Let me tell you, that shower singing. I am Beyonce.
no, it's definitely a thing though. Like some people, for a lack of not having a word to it, but I call it headphone hearing. So like when you're recording, you don't sound like how you usually, like if you were recording in the car, or not recording in the car, singing in the car, like out loud, like,
which is the worst place to sing, by the way, because there's no like feedback, no acoustics, nothing like that. So you're just getting the roughest of vocals,
Really?
which is bad for you because you're going to sing harder than you actually should.
Damn.
And yeah.
but
So just note to self for anybody who likes singing in the car, stop trying so hard.
but yeah, there's definitely like enough.
Damn, I sing in the car all the time.
There's some people that are good at recording, I feel like, or more experienced, and they're able to stay on pitch, or like, versus some other people I feel like that struggle a bit more. I think it's actual thing, because there's some people that they could sing a cappella, for example, and they sound great and they're hitting every note, but as soon as they hear instrumentals, they're like, oh fuck.
There's a Oh, or have you guys heard like in a live performance where the artist can't hear their own voice through the microphone, so they end up hitting like all the wrong notes?
Oh well, yeah,
because
that's
just
the monitor.
literally you can't hear anything. Yeah.
you can't hear
So the
anything.
monitor, like, yeah,
But like imagine, like I'm sure it's a thing where you train yourself to hit the notes without hearing them. It sounds really hard.
oh, it sounds like it'd be hard to do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. I haven't performed in a
I don't
while.
know.
Performing is a whole different animal.
Yeah,
Are
because you
you
have to
guys
count
ready?
like adrenaline and like your body's reacting differently as well. So like you're gonna sing differently.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I did want to, since we have Majesty here, I want to ask you a couple questions, and I'm just gonna be blunt. Okay,
Alright,
you ready?
Before that, I think we should do a little toast.
Let's do a
Okay,
toast.
make a toast.
This is gonna be a thing now. I just made it a thing, so it's
I
gonna
thought
be
we're
a
not
thing.
supposed to toast with these.
We're not gonna actually toast. Just you raise them to like that's
Oh.
a toast.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm gonna teach you guys how to be classy one day.
the last
what are we toasting to? Episode 2.
Episode 2 of
Why not?
Why
podcast.
Not? A successful first month of 2022,
Yes.
and so many more.
that's such a good toast. How many weddings have you been to?
Only one. You know my friends are sluts. Gosh.
Oh,
But I have like 2 coming up actually. I'm so excited.
I love weddings,
I love love. Like
but
I
I
wanna,
never get invited.
yeah, exactly. Because
oh, you don't
why?
get
I
invited?
just don't have that many friends.
Oh, she's lying. Her friends are sluts too. It's okay. By the way, if my friends are listening, no, it's kidding. They know they're sluts. It's all right. Cheers.
Cheers. We have been having a great year. Majesty, what's your next song that you're releasing? You just released OnlyFans on
I did on SoundCloud.
the live version,
Oh.
right?
Live version,
We're
yeah.
we're also starting a side project.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Before you need to stream OnlyFans on
Yes.
SoundCloud at Love Majesty. But yes, our next project, our next group. What do you want to call it? I don't know.
It could be a band, right? It's like a
Our
little
next
band.
band. Okay.
A side project. We could call it side project, but it might.
Our next
even-
entity. Is that the group? Is that something? That's
No,
evil.
entity's like a ghost.
Never mind.
No, it's like a business.
Yeah, it's a next. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a project.
Yeah.
Don't yell at me.
Not yelling.
Mildly. Say it and then ask your question.
Oh, I thought you were still talking. I'm sorry. It's because I could barely hear. But yeah, so we're working on new music for our side project called R2LSD2. And
Which my mom doesn't like the name of that, but
it's fine.
because it says LSD. But I was like, it's okay, mom. The kids love it.
Yeah, they do.
I love that.
The kids love it.
So that's what matters.
And we're
It's not for you.
dropping very soon. So Yeah.
Like, how soon?
Probably like a month or two.
I'm so excited. We haven't released any music
In so long.
in over a year.
But this year it's all about releasing music
Yeah.
and prospering in life.
Prospering, being free of bullshit, right? We should have did that before the toast.
We're
like,
just
say
living our best lives and collecting all of God's blessings that are meant for us.
Yeah, and we're just cashing them out just this year.
Yeah, and every year
I was saving. I was stacking my bread.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
I'm ready to just. You know.
So what made you want to create a separate entity, separate from Johnny Phoenix and Majesty?
Oh, just because, like, I was just thinking of
I had no choice. I came into work one day and Johnny said, "Look, you're part of this new band," and I said,
that's
okay.
literally what happened.
Literally, he had everything already planned out, and
It's because I just know, like,
I started gonna write songs for this, and I was like, okay, and here I am.
I'm very good at seeing the future of something in my head, and I have to do it, because if I don't, there is no even, like, if I don't, like, I have to do it. That's just how I am. I may be scatterbrained, and they know that, but I do like to do the do.
Oh.
That's so dumb. Okay.
But it was cool seeing it evolve, how you went from just talking about this other concept you were working on, and then you just went in the studio and created it, and now you're kind of taking it and running with it.
Yeah.
I like it.
While a lot of people will just sit on an idea and think about it for like a year.
I think thinking about ideas is cool, because, and I don't really knock on people that think a lot about ideas, because when you do that, you're preparing, right?
I feel like it was just holding me back, though, from my personal experience.
No, yeah. Like, when you prepare stuff in your head and you don't do them, that's the problem, right?
When it's too much.
Yeah, it's like we were talking about spreading ourselves thin earlier, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, when somebody's thinking, like, you do have to remember that life doesn't make sense. So why try to make sense of it? Just fucking do it. Don't try to say, oh, this is too much, just do it.
I like that.
You know, like I told you before, like, we're floating. We're like the earth is just floating. Like, there's no, really, everything's a theory. So build your own theories to your life, you know? That's how I see it.
Damn.
Yeah, that's true. There's so many perspectives built by so many different people's brains that it doesn't matter if yours is a little bit more out there.
There's no right or wrong way to live life. You live it how you fucking feel like it.
And I really want to perform at a festival, on an EDM festival.
Me too. I want to perform at South by Southwest. We can do that though. You know, it's not hard to get.
We should just do
South
it
by
to
Southwest.
practice.
I performed at South by Southwest. My first song I released before I met Johnny.
It might be too late for this year, right? Or no?
Yes, it's already
Next
passed.
year. Were you out in high school?
Nope.
No, you weren't.
Mm-mm.
Oh my god.
He was tucked in like a damn,
That's right.
I don't even know an analogy.
Christian athlete.
Yeah.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
FCA. I remember that club.
FCA, yeah.
Mm. Oh, I also wanted to ask you
I
guys.
wasn't even an athlete.
Wait, you were an athlete?
You were a cheerleader.
Not in high school. I was in cheerleading in college.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I didn't do anything in high school.
You just picked up cheerleading out of high school?
Yeah, I learned it in like a summer.
Oh
How to
my
tumble.
God.
He's the only person I know played
What?
football and did cheerleading.
That's dope. Because usually, like, girls will cheer and then like
And they've
dream
done it all
to
their
go
life,
in.
yeah. And I did it in the summer.
That's crazy.
You know.
Yeah.
I know nothing about it. I just know I wanted to do it. It's like I just wanted to try. So
That's awesome. Just like singing too.
yeah. True.
Well, tell them how you started singing.
I started singing in high school. I did a talent show. I wrote a rap about myself being a king. And I sang some Neo. Yeah.
All right,
I
go
do.
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh my God, you ready? Hold on, because
Yeah.
it's actually really good. It could still be on an album today. No, I was kidding. Maybe not.
That'd be dope.
These boys are trying to bop on my swag, but none of these haters have any class. She says she likes my preppy swag. I got these Abercrombie boys all mad. They trying to rock like D, and that's too bad. Got all the women want to be the man. So it's like everybody wants to be D Cole, and I can blame because you already know your boy's a king. Yeah, I'm king. Let me spell it for you, K-I-N-G. Yeah, I'm king. I'm king. Bam. And they were like, ah!
I love it. Did you have a lot of girls?
Yeah,
In
they were
high school?
screaming my name. No. I mean, I was friends with all the girls, obviously. Like, I've always had, like, pretty friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had, like, a cape and everything. Like a crown.
I
Like,
love
I
that.
just went full out. I'll show you the guys
You have
video
a
on
picture?
YouTube. I have a video on YouTube.
Okay.
I'll show you.
Yes, king.
It's private, so y'all can't see it, but yeah.
Anyways, that was good. I would clap, but then, I'd have to put this down. And I'm too much of an alcoholic to do that. So, I do want to bring up this, though. I want to know y'all's opinion on, like, meeting people. Do you feel like we live in a time where people are just, like, worried about how they are perceived, and so they, like, pretend to be nice? Like, I'd rather meet somebody who's kind of kind of doesn't give a fuck, kind of might even offend me, because I feel like they're more they're usually nicer at the end, I feel like, than people who are like,
Yeah.
maybe
maybe putting on that front, like, oh, I care about everything, I care about the
Yeah.
environment, I
Like, you
care
already
about,
know
like,
I love mean people.
yes,
like,
yes,
those are my people.
100%.
I love the people that are really standoffish in the beginning, like kind of mean girl type
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
girls.
Like, don't like me.
Cause they're just being honest.
Yeah,
They're like careful about who they have around them. So I'm like, okay,
good.
And then if you
I'm
get,
gonna win you over anyways with my charm.
yeah, like
So
I'm not worried about
if I really
it.
want to be friends with you,
So be
it'll
you.
happen.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
Don't come up to me and try to be all friendly and buddy, because that's gonna turn me off and be
Yeah.
like, nah.
What's the fakest bitch that ever came up to you? Like, what if you remember? Like, what's something that you knew immediately that this bitch is fake?
I don't know. Like, immediately, just anything. Like, hi and smiling.
Like
too much,
agreeing
or,
with you with everything you say, kind of,
Yes,
or like,
that. Or just like complimenting everything.
oh, okay. But when a girl does it to you, it's like, and she doesn't want to, like, well, because obviously, if she wants to be your friend, or like,
Yeah.
like, how do you handle that?
I mean, I'm nice back, but then I know like this girl doesn't know me and she's being too nice, so I can tell she's not careful about who she has around her.
Yeah, because you're like, I know you're a thoughtful person.
Like I think it takes more than like one encounter to just vet someone out right away.
Yeah, but also some people make, like, their first impression is like they're trying really hard not to come off bad, and that to me is like most of the time is the people I don't end up getting along with. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, because they're
so in their head about like, oh, how am I like coming off, or
look
like
a certain way.
yeah, or like if I met you the first time meeting you, right, and I'm like caring about, like, oh, I want her to know that I care about this certain thing, so I'm gonna tell her so she can think that's part of my personality.
Yeah.
Like, versus me just telling you, or like just really getting to know you,
Yeah, or exactly, or like when someone brings their profession into immediately like the first thing they say to you about what they do, and they need to let you know that they do this certain thing so that
Yeah.
you can have this higher view of them in your head about them, because they feel like maybe their personality or who they are isn't
enough.
or because they rely so much on what they do for it to be a part of like what they represent.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? Huh?
He wasn't paying attention.
I was, but I just don't like to comment on those things.
Like, I think it's way cooler whenever you meet someone and you have no clue what they do, and then their friend is like, oh my god, you met
Yeah,
so-and-so.
yeah.
Like, they're really good at blank.
No, I do love that whenever, if you don't talk about yourself, but other people talk about it for
Yeah,
you,
like,
that's
oh
good.
my god, you met Majesty.
Yeah.
He's a great singer. Oh my god,
I
you
already
sing?
told you this because, like, I just feel like if I were to come out and say that, like, it comes off like arrogant and cocky, like people don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, like, hi, I'm Majesty, I'm a singer.
Yeah, and like, okay, like,
I'm a
you're a
singer.
nobody, and I'm like,
So basically, let your personality speak for you, because no matter what, like, if you do cool shit, people don't have to find out immediately. Like, they're gonna find out
they'll
eventually.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Like the name dropping thing. Kind of.
Oh yeah, I want to know his take on that.
Oh Lord.
What do you think about name dropping? When is it acceptable to name drop, And
when it's appropriate, when
if it's true.
when it comes up casually in conversation and it's the appropriate conversation and it needs to be put in there, then okay. But if it's just like you went out of your way to like say this person's name and
we have a good go ahead and like tell an example of like.
No, you tell an example.
You tell example.
I don't know any examples.
Yes, like if we'd be talking about like, I don't know, is the earth flat, or I don't know, whatever, anything, and then
Like, well, I met God on Tuesday and he told me that the world was flat.
no, that still has
So
something to do
then-
with it. We had people like literally we'd be talking about something completely different, and they just bring up Chris Brown or like.
I'm like, well, I don't know, but after this, like,
Hey, you want to go to Walmart? And then they'll be like, oh my God, so I went to this house party one time at Drake's house, and then he had a Walmart calendar on his poster, like what, like something like that. Is that
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
But they went
Just, like,
out of their
something
way,
off
like
subject.
Unnecessary, like, obviously to,
like, just because I said Walmart, now you thought of like Drake? Like no,
yeah.
And nothing to do with it, right?
nothing. Yeah.
So when should it be like?
If it's just as appropriate, like, hey, I went to a Travis Scott concert and I met so and so. That's appropriate. Like, oh, you were at a Travis Scott concert,
Or
and you
like,
met
oh
somebody.
my God,
there.
one time, like, this other person brought me backstage.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Next subject.
Did you guys hear about that thing where this girl was trying to sue Drake for putting hot sauce in the condom after they had sex, and then she like tried to put it inside of herself to like get pregnant, but he had
She
put
burned herself.
I always thought like, who is verifying this?
right.
Like who's doing?
Who would confess to that?
No, just like who
I
is
mean-
like publishing these stories or like.
Well, apparently
approving
he
them?
sued her. She sued him,
Oh,
or she was trying to.
It's not suable. I don't
Well,
think.
first off, stop trying to have babies by celebrities.
Unconsented.
Yeah, like why would
so-
you do that in the first
unconsented
place?
babies.
Yeah, do your own shit. Like make your own
Make
shit.
your own babies.
Like, well, yeah, that too. But like if you don't,
You're not in a relationship with him. Why are you trying to have his kid?
yeah.
Just
right.
because you're trying to get a meal ticket. Like what?
Yeah,
Homegirl,
that would
rethink your
be-
life. You know, you went into the trash can to get this condom out so you could get a paycheck,
Yeah,
and you ended
disgusting.
up burning yourself. You deserved all the hot sauce that you got inside
She
you.
kind of like exposed herself
She
by
did.
suing him.
She literally
for trying
exposed
to.
herself.
It's embarrassing.
I don't feel bad for her. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
Me neither.
Like,
Yeah. Same. I can't believe. I agree with you. Oh my god. I
If
agree
you ever
with
got really, really famous, would you put hot sauce in your condom?
Yeah.
what are condoms?
That's actually. I'm glad he did that because now I know
What to do?
What to do.
What the goats do?
Yeah.
What if it doesn't even like
Do
Yeah.
you think?
sabotage it? What if it like helped it because it helped the cum stay warm? Like
No, it was without. It was supposedly without
You're a genius.
jizz or cum. I don't know what's more suitable for podcast, but I'm gonna say I like the word jizz. So,
Okay.
I like the word cum, but I only say
I
it like
like
50
cum.
million
It
times in
sounds
my
too
song.
violent. Jizz sounds like in the
yeah,
middle.
yeah.
You know, it's not too.
I don't.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I was just saying that I don't think it had the jizz. He put hot
Different
sauce
condom.
or some shit in it.
No, it did have jizz in the condom. He put hot sauce in there and then threw it in the bathroom.
No, the word jizz just sounds too childish. We
It
can't keep
does
saying
sound
that.
like high school.
No, I'm done.
Baby-
Like fapping.
Baby batter.
Fap.
I hate
That's
that
what
word.
I was. Okay, we'll talk about it later. But that's what. Yeah.
That's a different thing. No.
I love you, baby.
So, but yeah, I think whatever.
Why not?
Why not?
Why
Oh
not?
my god, we gotta make that a thing like after.
Oh,
Why
fuck.
not put the
We
hot
should have
sauce in
done the
the?
funny videos.
I
Can we
know.
somehow do them right now?
I would need to find an HDMI cable,
She's
pull
not
them up
prepared
on
for that
here
right now.
so we can watch them.
We can't just pull it up on there and then like sync them.
Yeah, we could.
Let's just try it. Or you want to
Put
try
it
at the
on
end?
like a screen. like
What
put it
time?
on the
What time
screen
are we
like
at right now?
We're at 49 minutes.
Dang.
I know, that's a long time.
I mean, we talk like this all the time. So
I think we should just do it on the next segment. We're gonna have a funny videos segment where we try not to laugh.
And if you
at
do
the
laugh,
videos.
you have to drink.
I don't laugh.
Actually, you don't laugh at shit.
Not shit is
I
funny.
think he
'Cause
la-
shit's
he
not
laughs at
funny.
me.
Shit's not funny.
I feel like if I had the same sense of humor as anyone, it'd be like her.
Kind of. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm a chameleon. I'm just mirroring you.
Oh, you're a psycho?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't notice you're good at it. Okay, so
I'm sorry, I keep looking at you, but like I have to look at somebody when I'm talking.
I
It's
can't
just-
tell.
it's
You
just
have
too-
glasses on.
Oh, good, you can't see my
They're
eyes.
dark.
what were you saying?
So why do people wear glasses in the club?
Because it makes them look cool.
Because they're high. You're
False.
rolling.
Yeah, I
No,
wear
no, no.
glasses.
You're rolling.
I wear
Not
glasses
all
in
the
the
time.
club because it's bright as fuck in the club. First off,
not.
those laser beam lights come like.
It's okay if you want to be.
If
I'm
you
like-
want to roll.
Yeah. No, no.
Like-
if you want to just wear glasses
No,
for
I'm
no
like,
reason, go
bro,
ahead.
why just get blinded by the spotlight? In the freaking, it's dark in here, but I'm still blinding. And then yeah, when I'm drunk, I just don't want people to see how drunk I am. So I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
glasses, bam,
Glasses do the trick. I commend people that wear glasses everywhere.
everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but yeah.
I'm going to start doing that.
What?
Wearing glasses everywhere.
Well, the ones that you wore last time was dope.
I don't
Or
remember
this
that.
today.
Oh,
earlier.
those aren't real glasses, though. They just go under your eye.
But they're good accessories.
Okay, but they don't serve a
But they
purpose.
still, like, people can still see my eye. So the point of other glasses is, like, don't talk to me kind of thing.
Oh, a don't talk to me thing? Okay.
Yeah, Paris Hilton does it because she says she has severe social anxiety. So the glasses help her not be seen.
Literally, it's just a person, not an actual person.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the podcast. Sorry.
Um.
You have so much stuff over there.
Shh.
He's prepared. I love it.
Hush, hush. Do you guys believe in any conspiracies?
I don't even know any conspiracies to believe in them.
All right, we can.
I want to believe in some conspiracies.
I honestly think, like, I'm not gonna state any
Are you talking
for
about,
this
like,
podcast.
Pizzagate, or is that like a? Is that like,
Oh wait, no,
No, I don't look into those.
no,
but
I do. Well, I'm not gonna
the
say
world
anything.
is flat? Is that
I'm not gonna say anything yet. No, the Earth. I don't know. I just think we don't know. I just think like nobody's actually been out there, or we can't even prove that, and it's too big to like. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
maybe the ground is flat. Therefore, it's just like I don't fucking know.
It's-
What's a big
It's
space? It's not
round.
gonna curve immediately. Well, I don't know. I just know this: conspiracies. There's some as of lately that have been just like it's got to be true because it's just like there's been kind of like a trend of things just happening to
oh yeah,
where
the current events. They're
yeah,
scary.
they're just like make sense lately.
You guys know I don't even watch the news. Like I don't even know what's
I
going
don't
on in the
either.
world.
No, the news
If it's
is
not
so
about
manipulated.
Kanye and the Kardashians, I don't know what's going on.
The Kim Kardashian conspiracy.
Oh, yeah.
That is conspiracy. Apparently, like they have a what's that?
Sex cult.
No, that every time a man comes into their lives, like they ruin him. So
Oh my god.
that's what their conspiracy is. But I don't think so.
I don't follow them enough to know the
I
pattern.
mean, just look at all the men who've left their lives. Look at Kanye. Look at, everyone just goes crazy after them
Damn.
or broke.
I
Do
think
you
that'd be normal though.
what's normal?
Like just leaving the Kardashians and then plummeting.
Ooh, cause what? Yeah, like what's?
Do y'all think everything's just publicity, or do y'all think actually things are happening?
I think it's half and half.
Definitely half and half. Definitely some publicity because they have a show coming out and he has an album coming out.
I think it's all fake. I think it's all fake and like
I heard. Okay, so I was listening to Rap Life the other day on Apple Music, and they were talking about the Kardashians and stuff like this. He was like, "I hope that's not fake because it's like a lot for their children, you know? Like the kids can't tell what's fake and not what's real. So hopefully it's not fake, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like hopefully it is because there's so much drama.
Maybe they don't have that much access to what is actually going
yeah,
on.
true.
How old are they? Like 5?
I think they're really young. Yeah, I think the oldest one's like 13.
Hopefully they don't have to see everything.
check.
It's working.
Okay. Well, I think it's all fake. I'll be the first one to say it. I feel like everybody's friends, and I think it's smart. I don't knock it. I don't condone against it. I feel like it's genius, and just like the reality shows aren't really reality, I feel like they have the right to do that too.
So how
And-
can we do something similar to capitalize on our publicity?
I think once we get the podcast going and more people know who we are.
We're literally doing it.
Right.
Okay, going more like
Just like more of a consistent audience.
Oh, okay.
you know, it's gonna be a couple episodes before people are like, oh, let me look forward to this podcast.
Oh, okay, got you. Sure.
But it'll happen, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, and then we'll start. Well, maybe we'll ask Kanye what he did, and we'll follow. You know, because honestly, if it is not real or whatever, people are still gonna buy into it. I feel like, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone has an opinion on it, whether they like the Kardashians or Kanye or not. Everyone has an opinion on it right now.
Yeah.
Everywhere. On Twitter, everywhere. It's free publicity.
Do y'all feel like people hate Julia Fox right now? Or
No.
are they just making fun of her for like, right? There's like kind of. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like her at first, just because I am a fan of the Kardashians, obviously, and the podcast that she was on, Call Her Daddy. I didn't like her, but then I liked what she did the other day. I like anyone who defends themselves,
Yeah.
like who stands up for themselves. Like, yeah, don't let people walk over
Like
you.
how she left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so she left, and then that girl came for her child, and she like talked shit back to her. Like, yeah, you know, talk your shit. Don't let that
Yeah.
girl talk shit about you, etc. So I like that about her, but I don't know. She got to do a few more things for me to like be a fan, for me to like her.
Yeah.
It's weird because I always think like people like her because she has such a bad first impression. I feel like she'd probably be the most likable person. I think. That's my opinion.
All right, she's got enough of our clout today. I'm done. Next subject.
I have Kim Kardashian as my lock screen right now, by the way.
Why?
Hey.
You kind of talk like them.
No, I don't think so. Just because I like how her body looked in this one picture. And I'm always telling myself, like, Kim Kardashian is 5'3", and you're 5'2".
No, literally, she's so short, but she looks like she's like a fucking runway
Yeah,
model. Like,
but
what?
I'm like, it's
Yeah.
like my motivation
She's like
for working out.
what? Probably like
body-wise.
110 pounds. She's so tiny.
Yeah, she's tiny, but she's like thick, so it like
Okay, that's another
it's
thing.
like my motivation.
You guys, we see these people on like the internet, yada yada. We need to see them in person because it'll put your mind at like, oh my gosh, you know.
Destiny said she looks short and fat in person.
No, I hear she looks. I hear her ass doesn't look that big or nothing. Like she looks tiny as fuck. Like she's.
Wait, who were we talking about?
Kim Kardashian.
Oh, still?
Like she's tiny in person. Everything about her is.
Yeah.
It's like what? Oh, like wow. Like even Rihanna. She looks
How
like
tall is she?
5'8".
Okay, that's
That's
good.
an inch taller than me. She looks like an Amazon woman online. Like I thought she was so
Yeah.
tall. I thought she was like 6 foot something. I'm like, what? She's only 5'8". So I don't know. It's just like, yeah. Wait till you see her in person, and you'll like your whole mind will change about everything. You actually don't look that crazy. I promise you. You look fine.
It's true. I'm like,
All right. I do want to talk about this before we end it.
well,
What's the thing with people like that are too cool to fucking say hi? You know how many times I've reintroduced myself, especially in LA, this is a thing, where they know who you are, but they're still gonna be like,
what if
"Oh,
they
nice to
actually
meet
forgot?
you." If they actually forgot, that's a lot of drugs.
No.
Because there's been times I've met people, and I'm not gonna fucking say, "Oh, I've met you already," but I have
Yeah,
before,
don't.
I do.
because I don't really give a shit. But
How you gonna forget me? Calm down.
sometimes I've never met anybody before, and I like to say, "Oh, I've met you before." So
Does it work?
I just like to fuck with people, but that's just my personality. But like, but down to like the nitty gritty of it, why do you think like, is it cool? Do you feel like they feel cool? They feel like a celebrity because we are in like a place where if we meet somebody, like let's say in the club or like whatever, it's like the scenario is like, oh, I don't want to like give too much.
Like, show you that. I don't know. I feel like when it happens, it is honest, just because I've been on both ends of it. I have forgotten that I've met someone like 3 times, and other people have forgotten that they met me, but I always just don't assume that they know me. I just always reintroduce myself anyway and just pretend like I hadn't met them before.
That's what most people do.
I mean, you have to introduce yourself until you don't have to be introduced
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
So I always reintroduce myself to people even when I'm meeting them, even if obviously if I know them, yes. But there's lots of people I have met that I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know, and I just say hi again anyways.
Yeah.
Or if they act like they've known me already, then I'm just as happy to see them.
Yeah.
I don't like
Me
want to make them
too.
feel like shit. Like I don't remember you. Like, I just
Yeah, I
pretend
don't
like
do
I do
that
until
either.
I figure it out, or until I ask my friend who the fuck they are.
Exactly. I don't admit that I don't remember someone, and at the same time, whenever someone tells me, "Oh, you've met me before," it makes me kind of feel like, fuck. It makes me feel shitty, but at the same time, it's like I wish they hadn't said that, because then now it's like they must have not been memorable.
Dude, but I'm like, obviously, look at the scene where they were in. That like, you met me.
They're
Clearly,
probably drunk.
yeah. You know. So if you weren't with me the
No,
whole night,
sometimes you don't meet people drunk, and then like they do that. So I just think it's like,
When it's like obvious.
yeah, it's just like, I don't know, like it could be misconstrued as disrespectful, or they really just don't know. Because if I met somebody out and about, I don't expect them to remember me. But if I meet somebody like in a non-alcoholic setting,
yeah.
and they're pulling that shit, it's like, oh, you're a douche.
Oh yeah. For sure.
That's how I see it.
But you have to also think about, like, I met them one time, and then how long has it been since you've seen them again?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you admit to them?
That too.
because we meet a lot of people.
Yeah. Or do you tell them like you met me before, or do you not? Or do you go along with it? Do you call them out?
I used to not. I used to just introduce myself again, but like now I just always say, "Oh, I met you before," and I like make up a spot of like where, and then they won't remember because I made it up. I just think that's the best way to go, because if we're gonna be making shit up, I'm also gonna be making shit up. That's how I see it.
One time I made up a thing where this guy that he said hi to me. I was like very friendly and I said hi, and then he said hi back. And I was like, okay, we must have met before. I just don't remember. So I was like, how have you been? Are you still doing that thing? Or like, how's your business?
Are you still doing that thing?
And then
How's
he
life?
was like, good. I was like, how you been? Like, I haven't seen you in a while. And I really hadn't met him before, but I didn't know if like I hadn't or not. And it turns out he was like my old friend's ex. So I had actually met him before. It was just funny that I didn't know, but I like...
Oh, well, that's different. That's like a long time ago, right?
But like I didn't actually know him. I just pretended like I knew him before.
Which is the safe way to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Just so nobody feels disrespected or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Which is, yeah, it's clever. It's a clever way to go about it.
All right, that is all that we have time for. Thank you so much for tuning back into the Why Not podcast. I'm just on tea.
I am Johnny.
And I'm Majesty.
And go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
If you're on Spotify or YouTube or Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave a 5-star review. If not, don't leave a review at all.
And if you're thinking why, more like, why not?
Thanks, guys, for having me. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at LoveMajesty, LOV3 MAJSTY. Mwah.
And everything is linked below. Bye.
Like this, keep it sweet, just the way